State your name for the record.
Conrad S. Hauser, sir.
And what is your place of birth?
St. Louis, Missouri.
What branch do you serve?
The U.S. Army, sir.
And what is your rank?
I'm a Master Sergeant, sir.
What is your specialty?
Field Commander.
And what is your training?
Special Forces, Special Language School, and Airborne, sir.
And what is your intention here today?
I have to review this figure, Duke Jojo. Ultimate Super7 G.I. Joe Duke.
Yo, Joe!
Okay, let's check out the outer box for Duke. And it's a sleeve box with 2 layers of embossed artwork. First, we have a squared plate that we see here. It looks like if it were a piece of screwed metal, perhaps from a tank or a classic warplane. On top of this square plate, we have the embossed G.I. Joe logo. Very bright white colors. And of course, red and blue as well. As you can see, this box is green. Unlike the blue sleeve boxes for the villains. So if it's green is good and if it's blue is bad, guys. Below we have a dog tag with the name of Duke. And below Duke we have First Sergeant. Moving to the first side of the outer box, we have an embossed smaller squared plate. Well, it's not only a smaller squared plate, it's a smaller squared plates. There are 2 plates there. Again, they look like tank structural parts, but this time they look weathered. Checking now the back of the box, we basically have the same features, except the G.I. Joe letters are unpainted and they simply look transparent. The other side of the box, we have some embossed artwork and some letters there. And now we're back to the front of the box, guys. Now we have here the front of the inner box. And now we can start appreciating the figure even more. We can also see the many accessories this figure brings, guys. We have on the top G.I. Joe in nice big letters. And again we have on the bottom the dog tag with Duke First Sergeant there. Checking out the first side of the box. This is an extension of the front of the box. So we are able to see part of the figure and of course the green and silver parts of the box. Now let's check out the back of the box. Here we have a picture of Duke as seen on the animated G.I. Joe series. And we have an extensive information section here. Below we have a control panel as you would see it on a tank, plane or just a base of operations. Brings back memories. Now on the other side of the box, again this is an extension of the front of the inner box, so nothing much here, guys. And now we're back to the front of the box. So, it's time to review the blister box, guys. Okay guys, here we have the blister box. And now you can appreciate even more the figure, all the accessories, and of course the head sculpts. And as you can see, on the background we have a cool artwork of an explosion. Very cool that they have included that on the background. Now, without further ado, let's check the vanilla pose for Duke. Okay guys, let's check now the vanilla pose for Duke. And of course he's looking very cool in his military uniform. He's looking awesome in his airborne infantry shirt, which is of course mustard yellow color and combines perfectly with his hair color. We also have here the shoulder belt that very much looks like the Sam Brown belt, worn by military and police officers. Duke, however, has his belt passing over his left shoulder rather than his right shoulder. Then we have the horizontal belt with pouches, as you can see here, and a yellow circle on the middle as a buckle. The yellow mustard shirt is tucked in, revealing his military black watch, looking very cool. And also, let's check out the military pants, green pants, very nice green. And finally, we have the brown boots. I believe in the middle we have some light brown lines. Now, let's check out the head sculpt. The head sculpt is looking very cool with his menacing look. Of course, Duke is not to be messed with. As you can see, he also has Popeye's chin. And of course, the yellow hair is very, very neat. Looking really menacing. And the pummules on his cheeks really, really look cool. But anyways, we basically have checked out the vanilla pose. So now it's time to check out the articulation. Now let's check out the articulation, guys, for Duke the First Sergeant. Let's start checking out the articulation of the head, guys. It can move a little bit down, not so much up, but it can definitely move to the left and to the right. Left, right. Very good. Now let's move on to the torso articulation. It does have a nav crunch, but it just can move a little bit forward and a little bit backwards. Cannot move from the hips as well that much, so we don't expect great movement here, but it does move. Now let's check out the arm articulation. And as you can see, he can move forward, he can move backwards really smoothly, and it can move a little bit out. You can move the arm out a little bit, not that much. It's still a bit stiff, this figure. And of course it has a shoulder articulation, a shoulder cut here. You can move the shoulder 360 degrees. And then we have a single jointed elbow articulation, guys. This is a single jointed elbow. Now let's check out the wrist articulation, or the hand articulation, if you will. As you can see, it can rotate nicely. Careful with the watch there. And it can move up and back again, up and back again. And finally, leg articulation. You can move the leg forward. You can move the leg a little bit backward. And you can move the leg out a little bit as well. This is just a single jointed knee. And you can move back, then back again to the original place, guys. You can move the foot down, up, and that's about it, guys. So that's the articulation for Duke the First Sergeant, guys. Okay, guys, let's now check out Duke's accessories. So let's start off with the weapons. Here we have the M16 rifle, quite simply painted in grey, but looking cool. Next we have a laser rifle, painted in light green. Next we have this cool backpack. This is Duke's backpack, which is nicely crafted, and it includes 6 pouches, a shovel in the middle here, and what appears to be a sleeping mat. Very cool. Just some minor issues, guys. Here it looks like something was stuck to the backpack, probably in the production process, because it has left a strange mark here, as you can see. Next we have the binoculars. Very important accessory for reckoning missions, guys. So let's check out the alternate head sculpts, guys. First we have the yelling head. You can use this head to display your figure leading other characters in your collection, as if Duke was shouting, "Joe, Joe!" Next we have the comms head, which is basically Duke wearing a headset with a mic. Very cool. Here we have a walkie-talkie for Duke to communicate with his teammates, guys. Very, very nice walkie-talkie. Next we have this cool vintage toy-inspired helmet. Very, very cool, guys. Now let's check out the interchangeable hands. We have a pair of rifle grip hands to hold any of the rifles, but not in shooting mode. Next, we have a pair of rifle handle grip hands to put the finger on the trigger. You can display your figure in shooting mode. Next, we have a saluting right hand. And lastly, we have a pointing left hand. And of course, the pair of fist hands, guys. And that's it for the accessories, guys. Okay, guys, this is Duke, the first sergeant. File name Hauser, Conrad, and he's an airborne infantryman. In the animated series, a real American hero! Duke is the field leader of the G.I. Joes, under the command of General Flag. He's a noble soldier, a highly respected field leader. So Duke is one of the most renowned G.I. Joes, guys. Okay, guys, I have very much enjoyed reviewing my first G.I. Joe figure, Duke, the first sergeant. Let me know in the comments what you think about this figure. Do not forget to give a like and subscribe to my channel, guys. I'll see you next on Alan's Collection.